Hello, this is Patrick Ash, author, musician, and an elder millennial with the angst to go with it. This is my video blog, and today I'm comparing two Jaguar basses. One is the Squier Classic Vibe Jaguar bass, as you can see, and the other is the Fender Jaguar Bass Player Series. As you can see, I just purchased both of these basses. And two notes before we continue. One is I suck at editing, so please bear with me as I try to switch off between them. The other thing is I'm a guitarist. I'm primarily a six-string player, not a bass player. So if you are also a guitarist that's looking for like the go-to bass guitar, that's what this is about. That's what my journey has been about. I've played bass on and off. In fact, I did before I played guitar. But when I'm in the mood for it, I really want something that's great and has exactly the right sound, you know, for songwriting, for jamming, all that stuff. And so I played Yamahas for a long time, great entry-level basses, I think. And then I kind of got on a Spectre kick for a while. They were very comfortable and had good pickups and all that. But then I found that I didn't play the Spectre very often. And so I kept going to different shops, as many of you probably do, trying out lots of different basses to see what feels most comfortable. And then finally I came down to two medium scale basses, one of which was one of the other Squier Jaguar basses, the one with a humbucker pickup, but I wanted this configuration. I like that one, and then I also like, there was an Ibanez Mezzo bass. And so I was kind of stuck on those for a while, and then I wanted to check out this Classic Vibe. So if you're particularly looking for the Jaguar series, because this is a very comfortable body shape for me anyway, and this kind of hybrid pickup configuration, that's why I'm doing this comparison. So yes, it came down to this one and the Fender, and so I wanted to do a little comparison for you. I will play both of them, kind of everything on full, both fingerstyle and picking. But first, a few general observations. This is, of course, the Squier, and it feels like the fit and finish is quite good. And I feel like you are getting a lot of bass for the price. I think I paid $435 or something like that. With both of these, I kind of like tried to do the B stock discount, 10% off, that kind of thing. I think I paid like $620 or $640 for the Fender. And so, yeah, so I overall think this Squier is very good for the cash. And, you know, I like that it had a bone nut. I really like these block inlays. I will say, and one thing to point out, it's kind of a QC thing, is that this knob is a little, they're concentric knobs, very cool, but this one came loose, and this one's fine. But just something to note, it's not a difficult fix, but something to be aware of. Otherwise, I didn't see much in the way of like finish issues or anything like that. It looks like it's, you know, had a good review overall, other than that loose knob. The tuners are fine. I'll be honest, I'm not crazy about like the vintage style tuners on Fenders, but then again, this is where I landed on what kind of basses were most comfortable for me. So yeah, so let me just go ahead and do a little bit. I'm gonna do kind of both of these on full, and then I'll also try, and it's late at night, I just caught a few minutes. If you follow me, lots of writing and work and kids, you know how it goes. So I just have a few minutes. That's why I'm playing my little Eden practice amp here. So hopefully you can hear it. All right. So this is everything on full for the Squier. Messing around a bit. How about some Stevie Wonder? So the pickups, you know, pretty standard, pretty basic. For both of these, no matter which direction I went, I was planning on installing the DiMarzio P&J pickups. I love these. I use these on one of those Spectre basses. Just has a very solid, high quality, bassy tone. So yeah, but that's how that sounds for finger picking. Let me do a little bit with the pick. A little bit of killers playing around. There is a little bit of a string talk. I think the neck could probably use a slight adjustment, a little more relief. It does have the tall, narrow frets. So yeah, there's a little bit of that, a little bit of string buzz, but just a little bit. I mean, again, I think with some adjustment that could work out great. All right, so that is the Squier Jaguar bass. I'm just gonna flip right on over to the Fender. Yes, I'm terrible at editing. All of you out there like, why can't it be this nice and easy? Skip around, that's what I do on most of these kind of videos. All right, again, I'm putting everything on full. This is the Fender Jaguar bass. A little bit more bassy for the again, everything is on full with both of these. Let's try it with a pick. Let me see if I can play the killer's riff better. So, does sound a little bit more bassy with everything up at 100. You know, we can probably try a few different settings, but yeah, I just wanted to do a general overview. I'll link to the features below. But all in all, though, of course, I think this bass, the Fender Jaguar, has a little bit like the right amount of relief and action on this. Again, it's a setup thing, so it came kind of really good to go. Fit and finish are great. These are made in Mexico, of course. The Squier is made in Indonesia. But I might still just for shits, I might check out like the go to and the Hip Shot kick-ass bridge. I've checked out those and I don't know. But stock, just both of these are stock, and I think they both play rather well. I think you're getting a little bit more bass in terms of fit and finish and comfort with the Fender versus the Squier, but it's totally subjective. I think you could definitely argue for, well, it's still the Squier is still very well made. However, what came down to my decision on this one was a personal preference thing. So this is totally subjective, and that is the neck shape. So let's see if we can do this side by side. Get a good look there at the Fender, and now get a good look at the Squier. Here it is, kind of side by side. The reason I point this out is because when you look at specs for most of Fender and Squier instruments, basses in particular, you see C-shape, C-shape, and it's like, what does that really mean? There can be a bit of difference. You can probably even see in the thickness right there between the two necks that the Fender Jaguar is a little bit thicker than the Squier. And this is a personal preference thing. I can say that the Fender Jaguar feels just a little bit more comfortable in my hand than the Squier does, and that's kind of the deciding factor for me. And I definitely encourage, whenever you're, whether it's a bass or guitar, whatever it is you play, to check out as many as you can. Go to the guitar shops and just the more I play over the years, the more I'm like, how it feels comfortable in the hand against the body is it is both subjective and it's important. So I encourage you to check that out and find which one feels right for you. But sometimes you have to do something like order and from a company, play two different kinds to see how it is, because it can be difficult to find like exactly what you're interested in, especially if you don't have any music stores nearby. All right, yeah, so again, shout out to DiMarzio, because I love these pickups. I've had them in past basses, and I'm gonna add them again. But I think these stock pickups in the Fender sound very, sound excellent. And the Squiers are decent, so I think they're at least serviceable. So yes, please let me know if you have any questions. I'll link to the specs for both basses below, and check out my books. Like, subscribe. I'm a musician. I write zombie apocalypse novels with lots of allegory and deep stuff, and lots of rock song references. And anyway, so check out my stuff. Thank you so much. See ya.